90s, early 2000s, mid to late 90s. And whenever I see movies that I haven't really heard of from like 1999 or something, I'm curious on them, and I usually end up liking them. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just kind of nostalgic for that time period right now. After that, we have another film from from I believe the 90s, which is 1996. Here we have Killer Condom, which probably, in my opinion, has the best packaging of the year, the best artwork of the year, which just has all these like just insane condom things. Like, dude, I've never actually seen this movie, but man, this artwork is just killer. It is like some of the best artwork of the year for sure. After that, this is like probably the worst film Scream Factory or Vinegar Syndrome's ever released, and it is Curse of the Screaming Dead, and I don't even know what the second title is. Night of Horror. The Night of Horror is like one of the worst, absolute worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I picked this up and I was like, oh, these look cool. You know, like they look like Civil War ghost movies or something. And then I realized that Night of Horror was one of the titles, and I was like, no freaking way. Because I'd watched that a while back, and it was so bad. Maybe with a cleaned up transfer, you know, I say it all the time, these transfers work wonders for these films sometimes. So maybe I'll get something else out of it, but yeah, oof, that is a rough one. After that, we have Arnold here, which I don't know anything about, 1973. Never seen it, may have heard of it, I'm not really sure. Roddy McDowall is in it. That is Arnold. And then here we have, what is this? Oh, this is a VSL. So you got the films of Enrique Gomez Vidilio. And I don't know how many movies are on here. Let's see, Mexican director Enrique Gomez Vidilio is one of the country's forgotten cult cinema notables, responsible for a series of genre films, gritty melodramas, erotic works throughout the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So you have here, I believe, 3 movies. The Savage Summer, 1980. Johnny Chicano, 1981. And a movie from Death on the Beach from 1991. This is actually a pretty cool release here. So you got 80, 81, and 91. Pretty cool. I'm not familiar with this guy's movies at all, so definitely want to check them out. But I love that we're getting a lot of like Spanish and Mexican, different stuff like that from Vinegar Syndrome, and a lot of Chinese and Japanese and all sorts of Italian stuff. This one here we have in Eternal Combat. This is a VSA. This is, I believe, from 1991. Yeah, 1991. Pretty cool. You got Anthony Wong in there, which is always a good thing. Pretty cool movie. Definitely will check that one out eventually. Love what they're doing with these Hong Kong releases. After that, we have Ghost Nursing from the year 1982, which is another Hong Kong flick. Pretty awesome. I love these Hong Kong flicks, man. They're just always a good time. Then we have a title here. We have Evil Judgment. This one is from 1984. Looks like just like a slasher type movie. I don't think I've ever seen this one before, so I'll have to check that out. After that, we have a pretty cool release here. This is a good title from Vinegar Syndrome here. We have Mark of the Devil, which I believe was, 1970? Yeah, 1970. Such a big movement for sort of satanic panic type movies, witch movies during that time, and Mark of the Devil is one of the better ones. Pretty cool release here. Good title. I believe this is 4K as well, so that's really awesome. After that, we have one of my favorite trauma films. We have Mother's Day, which has a nice 4K release here. This is insane. 1980, really awesome backwoods type of movie. Just gets really weird. The mother's really weird. Has a nice charm to it. But yeah, big fan of this one. A lot of fun. Kind of messed up. Mother's Day. After that, we have another VSA. We have Magic Crystal, and this is another one, another Hong Kong one, I believe. And this one is 1986, so pretty cool. Definitely looking forward to checking that one out. I really need to get on some of these Hong Kong ones. This one here, big favorite of mine. Another VSA here, and it is Untold Story 2 from 1998. So the first Untold Story is awesome. This one is also awesome. Not as awesome, but definitely pretty solid. Pretty cool VSA. Really like that they put this out. After that, we have a VSU, number 7 here, and that is Daryl. Probably the best packaging out of all the Vinegar Syndrome films, but really neat packaging. Never seen this movie, don't really know what it's about, but it is on 4K. Then we have another box set here. We have the Forgotten Gialli Volume 6 with Death Carries a Cane, Naked You Die, and Bloodstained Shadow. Pretty insane fact that they're on the 6th volume of Forgotten Gialli. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Next up is their newest label, which is Cinematograph, which is Little Darlings, which I did watch. Actually, you know what? Me and the boys started a new podcast called The Sin Bin, which is essentially just reviews of the latest Vinegar Syndrome releases. It is in video format. It's over on Moods616's channel, so check that out if you haven't. I'm really proud of that show. I think it's really awesome, and hopefully everybody supports it and checks it out and likes it, because it is a lot of fun, and it's sort of like something I've been thinking about doing for years. Finally pulled the trigger on it. It's a monthly show. I covered Little Darlings on episode 2 of that, so please check it out if you haven't yet. It is an awesome time, and everybody does. We review the film and the special features and everything, so pretty cool. But yeah, this movie was actually really awesome. Very happy that I picked it up and checked it out, because it was not on my radar at all. And then we have the second cinematograph. Forget how they're saying it, but Red Rock West, which is a Nicolas Cage movie. I've never seen it. I like that they're doing these sort of like media book things on these. Really cool releases here. This is number 790 out of 6,000. And then the last one is the most newest release, and that is Going South, which I've never seen. Has Jack Nicholson in it. 1978. Pretty cool. These are very nice releases, by the way. All 4K. Very, very awesome packaging. Then I picked up a Agfa film here. The Last Slumber Party, which is, I believe, like a shot-on-video type of slasher from 1988. The Last Slumber Party feels like a young adult novel by R.L. Stine. That is hilarious. I like that. So yeah, I'll check that out soon. And then we have Severe Injuries here. This is a Saturn's Core one, which I think is an actual like shot on video type of movie here. But yeah, have to check this one out. 64 minutes, pretty short movie. After that, we have the first, what is it called? The Gowser video? Redneck Zombies. So you got like your shot on video type movies here from Vinegar Syndrome. This is a trauma film. One of my favorite trauma films. Redneck Zombies is awesome. Great cover. Great movie. Fun times to be had by all. And then we have the second release from the Gowser video, which I believe they released these on VHS as well, which would be cool to pick up, but can't do it right now. I think they sell out really fast too. But we have, this movie was insane. Herencia Diabolica, which is essentially Mexico's answer to Chucky, with this creepy ass clown doll. So the movie itself is short. It's not that long. It's only 78 minutes, but it feels way longer because of the amount of slow-mo they use in this film. Like realistically, this film probably could have been about 40 minutes. But like the parts that are awesome are really awesome, but there's just a lot of padding in this one. But pretty cool, still worth checking out. Then we have one of their new films that Vinegar Syndrome produced, and that is Divinity, which I know nothing about, but I hear it's not bad. Then we have another VSU, I believe this is. Yeah, VSU number 8. We have Southern Comfort. We did a review on this over on the Sin Bin podcast as well. Another one of the Terror Visions here. We have Shrek, which is, I believe, like a Nazi slasher film shot on video from 1990. Looks pretty fun. After that, we have Sex Missions, which is a VSL. I have no idea what this is about, but it looks kind of crazy here. After that, we have 5 Card Stud, which is a VSL. I like this film. It was pretty fun. This was my review for Sin Bin Episode 3, which is out now. Check it out. And then one of their newer titles, another VSL, Story of a Junkie, which I think this like a documentary or something, but from 1985, which is pretty old for this type of movie. I don't think a lot of people were documenting junkies back then. We have A Gun for Jennifer VSA, really awesome VSA. One of my favorite releases from them. Really cool. Just underseen movie, great special features on here. This was my first review for the Sin Bin, and I was very happy with this one. Sort of a rape revenge type thing. After that, we have Black Cat 1 and 2, which I believe are like sort of Hong Kong movies. This was, I believe, Moods' pick for the last Sin Bin that we did. Sin Bin episode 2, I think. And then we have A Man Called Hero, which I believe is another Hong Kong flick from 99. And Anthony Wong's in that one as well. Pretty cool. That one looks neat. After that, we got Blood-Sucking Freaks on 4K. I actually didn't pick this one up initially and then went back and grabbed it. Not the biggest fan of Blood-Sucking Freaks, but you know, it has its place in cinema, and I believe this was shown on Last Drive-In a while back with Chris Jericho, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there's some cool stuff on here. There's a lot of good special features on here, like a ton. Pretty cool. After that, we have The Black Room, which Tony did on the Sin Bin. Sounded pretty interesting. I'll have to check this one out. After that, we have Existenz from David Cronenberg, which I've never seen. Tyler reviewed this one on the Sin Bin. After that, we have Fatal Games, which was, I believe, the headliner review for episode 1 on the Sin Bin, which is pretty cool. And then we have Santep 1 and 2, which Tony reviewed on the Sin Bin. A lot of these titles we featured on the Sin Bin by this point. After that, we have The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock, which I believe is a title that I have seen before. Is this a 4K? Yeah, this is a 4K, but they're insane with their packaging. After that, The Playgirl and the Vampires. This one was fairly recently released. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. 1960. After that, we have Phase 4, which was our most recent review on the Sin Bin. This was Episode 3's featured title. We all reviewed this one and talked about it. So check that out. And then we have the Spanish Bloodbath box set, which has Night of the Skull, Violent Bloodbath, and The Fish with the Eyes of Gold. We actually reviewed this one on... We reviewed the Night of the Skull. Tony picked Night of the Skull for Sin Bin. So check that out. And then just a couple more here. We have Singapore Sling, which will be actually Tyler's pick for the next Sin Bin, which is pretty... should be fairly soon, within the next, 2-3 weeks or so. 1990, pretty good movie. I've seen this before. Pretty out there. And then we have Maya and Spectres. They're one of their double features here. I'm actually going to be reviewing Spectres, and Moods is going to be reviewing Maya on the next Sin Bin. So those will be our titles there. And then the last is a 4K release of Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, which we will be actually reviewing as the featured review on the next episode of Sin Bin. So that is it, guys. I think that's everything that I picked up. Like I said, mostly Vinegar Syndrome stuff. I've just been keeping up with them. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the vid. And check out the Sin Bin if you haven't. 22 Shots is on a roll lately. We've been doing tons of episodes. We've got a few more planned for the season. Then we take our break. Let me know what you guys think of these titles, and we'll see you next time. Also got this cool Vinegar Syndrome hoodie recently, so that's pretty awesome. But peace.